I have plenty of travel containers to share with you in this video, but I will kick things off with zero element of suspense by sharing one of my favorite types of travel containers, travel pouches. More specifically, I love using travel pouches for very liquidy liquids, or those that have a low viscosity if you would like to be more technical, such as oils or even cleansers like your face wash, body wash, or even shampoo. These pouches are made of a lightweight plastic material with an easy-to-fill screw-off cap, and despite being quite inexpensive on Amazon, they have yet to leak. They are all under the 100 ml or 3.4 ounce TSA carry-on liquid limit, and they come in a variety of sizes. I'll link to the set that I have, as well as all products mentioned in the video, down in the description. The pouch is also flexible, which makes it not only super satisfying to play with, but it also means that the container shape is going to adapt to the volume of the contents, and this makes it easier to pack them in small spaces and then even easier to bring home once they are empty after a trip. I don't like using pouches for any thick creams since it's, number one, difficult to get a thick cream into this tiny hole opening, but then also it's difficult to get all of that cream out. But that's okay, because one of my other favorite travel liquid containers is going to be perfect for any thicker cream that you need a decent amount of during your trip. That's going to be travel tubes. These are extremely convenient because they have very wide openings to them that make them easy to fill and then also easy to clean and get any of the last bits out of after your trip. As you can see with this one, I just pulled the lid right off. That is because this is a cheap version from Walmart that I am not using or traveling with, and I honestly do not know what it is filled with at the moment. I truly recommend that you go with a well-known brand, not any of the knockoffs that you see at your dollar store, on Amazon, or at Walmart. Honestly, there are only two brands that I trust and I would go with. Number one is going to be the original GoToobs by Human Gear. These I have so many of. They come in many different sizes, and you can also buy them in sets. Another one that I like that you can get in a set is going to be the Liquisnugs. These also have fun little suctions on the back of them that make them extremely convenient in the shower if you do decide to put things like your shampoo, conditioner, or body wash inside of them. Both GoToobs and Liquisnugs are made of flexible silicone, and it's apparently safe for food and even intense products like nail polish remover that could eat away at cheaper plastics over time. They have a wide opening, making them easy to fill, easy to open up, and easy to get every bit of cream out of and also into. They are also easy to clean out. Something else that I love about the GoToobs, even over the Liquisnugs, is that they have this extra leak-proof seal around the base, and I have used these for years. I can guarantee you they are not going to leak. I can also guarantee you this is not sponsored, but it probably should be at this point. I like to use tubes for creams, but they are so versatile that you could put liquidy liquids like those oils in here as well. If you were going to buy just one travel container type, a good quality set of tubes would be my pick since they are so versatile. But since I obviously have a guilty pleasure with buying liquid containers for travel, I still love my pouches for those liquidy liquids, even though technically they would probably be fine inside of one of these tubes. Some minor cons to using tubes for travel is that they are a little awkward to pack and they're not going to flatten out when empty. Plus, often I find that even the smallest tubes you can buy tend to be a little bit too big for things that you do not need too much of, such as face cream or eye cream on a one-week trip. This is where the next travel container, pots, come into play. I love using pots for thicker creams such as Vaseline or even a makeup removing balm, since I'm not worried about these leaking and I truly will only need a small amount of them on my trip. Not even the amount that's going to fill something like a GoTube. Small pots are easy to pack and stack, and they also take up very little space. They have a wide opening, making it easy to fill them, easy to get everything out of them, and then also easy to clean them after your trip. My issue with pots is that I haven't been able to find a quality set that is 100% leak-proof and in a small size. For things like powders as well as thick creams, the fact that it may not be 100% leak-proof has not been a problem for me. The next travel container that I love and take with me on every single trip is this small perfume atomizer. I bought a set of 3 of these for under $10 on Amazon. I did a full video explaining exactly how these work, but essentially they have a little hole in the bottom that you can stick to the top of your perfume, and then you can get perfume into them for travel. These are extremely niche, and if you do not wear perfume or you do not wear cologne, you probably do not need to buy one of these. I personally do wear perfume, and I love it. And if a perfume atomizer was not too niche for you, then you may also enjoy the Matador Flat Pack, which is essentially a fancy container to carry around your bar of soap while you travel. The Matador Flat Pack is essentially a dry pack for carrying your soap bar around. The material helps your soap bar dry while it's packed away, while also being waterproof so there is no mess in your bag. It definitely serves its purpose, but I was honestly fine just storing my soap in a plastic bag when traveling from place to place for the majority of my travels. And then if you are staying in a hotel, you are likely going to be provided with soap, so is it worth the $20? Maybe. If you travel a lot, or you're a camper, or you have some fancy high-quality soap bars or face wash bars that you want to keep in tip-top condition. But I definitely bought the pouches, tubes, pots, and even that perfume atomizer before I bought this one. You can also, of course, buy travel size products. The thing that I find with those is that they're often too big even for a 1 week or a 10-day trip. This, for example, is 60 milliliters, so it is under the 100 milliliter TSA carry-on limit. However, this container is huge and you do not need this much face cream on your trip. So even when I buy those travel size products, I find they're too big and then I end up putting them into these smaller containers anyway. Or into these pouches, or into my small little tubes. There is, however, one major benefit to using travel-size products that are specifically meant for you to take in your carry-on. This is that the capacity is usually labeled on them and it is very clear, so there is no question as to whether or not it's going to fit within the TSA limits. So even if you are buying reusable travel containers and not those travel-size products, do check the containers that you buy and see if it has the capacity labeled on it. So the GoToobs do, as well as the Liquisnugs. It's a little bit difficult to see, but it makes it very clear that both of these are going to be within the TSA guidelines, because sometimes it's just up to the TSA agent that you are speaking with as to whether or not they believe that this is going to be within the size limit. Something else that I purchased even before the flat pack that I genuinely thought was going to be a travel essential is one of these TSA approved reusable liquid bags. They are inexpensive, they're going to help you stay within your carry-on liquids limit, and they meet the requirements of a single clear quart size or smaller bag with a zip top. My first disappointing moment was at the Charles de Gaulle airport. The Paris airport does not cease to disappoint me. Anyway, the airport security agent did not believe that this was going to be within my carry-on liquid limit, and the bag was taken away from me, at which point she gave me a clear plastic bag. I could pack all my liquids into it and I did not have to get rid of anything. Using a bag like this has never been a problem while I am traveling within Canada or within the US. However, it does seem to be an issue across Europe, and it is going to depend on the particular agent that you get as to whether or not you are going to be able to fly with a bag like this. I try to stock up on these TSA approved bags anytime I see them being given out at the airport, but honestly, any sort of 1 quart size plastic bag with a zip top or smaller should be just fine. I'll leave links to all of the products that I mentioned in this video down in the description, and you'll also want to subscribe for more travel tips and hacks, including a review that I have coming up on the best-selling budget travel set on Amazon. Having something like this could be a great alternative to having to piece together your own set, but it could also just leave you with a variety of subpar containers that you never use. See you in that next video, and until then, safe travels. Bye.